All right, crew, welcome to 21.2. It is a retest of 17.1. So let's get right down to it. It's a longer workout for us at the affiliates and for our classes. There's a 20-minute time cap. That's a lot of work if we're running 2 heats. So again, when we set up the room, making sure that we think about having that big 10-foot marker for that box being in the middle, and that's gonna give you enough space. For those of us that have gyms that are set up right now for spacing, it should be pretty easy from that perspective. We're gonna have the box, and then we're gonna have our straight tape line. So once you have your classroom set up, it's gonna be smooth sailing. The focus today is really going to be on coaching our athletes to 2 different pieces. One, the burpee box jump over, which is a big movement, but again, teaching a few things there. One, the step down over the box, as well as working on making it a low energy burpee while the hips are the last thing that will come off the ground, similar to this past week. Make it an easy or lazy push-up, and that's going to be helpful. And that's really what we want to start to get through to our athletes, and a little bit of a warm-up there, and also staying low over the box. It's going to be a little more tiring, but it's going to be a lot less of the hip flexion, hip extension, because we're going to get enough of that with that dumbbell snatch. So staying low, landing with a staggered stance, pivoting and dropping that foot off on the step down will really help us hold on to a nice pace, but also control the heart rate a little bit. Now, for the dumbbell snatch, the money to be made here is on the return. So when we have that dumbbell overhead, we want to practice transferring in front of the face, even a little bit above. That's going to be the one main difference from the standard of the first time we saw this to now, is that we can really transfer at any point in time. It's going to take the most energy at the floor. We'll do that if the coordination piece might not be there. So again, teach it, but also let your athletes know if this is a heavier dumbbell, we're going prescribed for the first time in a long time, if ever, with this type of dumbbell, switching at the ground is going to be completely okay. But with that said, making sure that we bend the knees a little more and lifting the chest up and dropping the hips to avoid rounding of the back. We're going to see some breakdown, but again, we want to start off in a nice, pretty position, and then over time, we have a little bit of a buffer towards the end of the workout. Again, that last set of 40 and 50, they add up. So keeping in mind of the pacing for some of our newer athletes that might not be used to an ascending rep scheme. Now, for our competitors out there, individual athletes, again, what I want us to think about here is what play to our strengths. Fortunately, but also unfortunately for me now, I did well in this workout. I finished, I think, in 10:07, which is really fast, okay? Now, I'm gonna try my best to, at least tie that, but we will see. But my main focus was knowing my strength. I knew I could move quick over that box, so I stayed low and I moved quick. I went as fast as I could on the burpee box jump over, knowing that the dumbbell snatches were steady weight. So if that weight is light for you, you gotta go fast on the burpee box jump over. A lot of time can be lost on that. Practicing, staying low, stepping down, kicking back, the distance between the box and your head on that, making sure that your feet are straggling in a line. For those of us out there that really want to burn this down, practicing that little cadence can help you not get a missed rep and move methodically and quickly. For the dumbbell snatch, making sure that we set the back. Again, we start with the muscle snatch, and as we get tired, we're then gonna start to get to a little bit of a power snatch if we need to. But again, we wanna think pull with the elbow and then punch with the hand, and that's gonna help us a lot as we get through into those bigger sets. Your goal is big, unbroken chunks. Try not to break up that dumbbell. This workout, if we're trying to send it, is gonna be unbroken. It's going to be very painful in the last 40 and 50 repetitions. But remember, again, it's not super redundant from that pull or the push. So if we need to, use as much upper body as we can. They're big movements. It's going to be a heart rate intensive workout. Again, we're looking for that 10 to 15 minute time frame for those of you that are burning it down. Now, again, if we're just getting after this, the goal is going to be to try to finish. It's a 20-minute cap. Many of you will be able to finish it. This is a workout. If or when you retest, you will do better because of strategy and where you know you can move a little quicker. This is a fun one. We don't retest often. And yes, for some of us, you might say, why retest? it's a good opportunity to do something we don't do too often. Repetition is an element of variance. So maybe you try it out on Friday, and then from there on Monday you retest it, take some tips, you at least know what you're gonna get into and beat your score, move a little faster, get more work done in less time, and nothing really bad ever comes from that. So guys, work hard, have fun, and we'll see you out there in 21.2.